Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night, only to find yourself staring at the clock, feeling the weight of the ticking seconds? You check the time and suddenly, you're more awake than ever. Your mind races with thoughts about how little sleep you have left. What if I told you that this simple habit could be the very reason you're struggling to fall back asleep? In today's video, I'm going to reveal the surprising habits that are sabotaging your sleep and how to easily fix them. If you've ever found yourself lying awake, scrolling through your phone, or caught in an endless cycle of worrying thoughts, you're not alone. These common actions are silently preventing you from getting the restful sleep you need. But don't worry, by the end of this video, you'll have practical strategies to help you reclaim your nights. I'll walk you through simple techniques that you can start using tonight. No pills, no complicated routines, just easy-to-follow steps to reset your sleep patterns. If you're tired of restless nights and waking up exhausted, keep watching. You deserve to get the deep, uninterrupted sleep that your body craves. Stay tuned, and let's unlock the secret to peaceful, natural rest. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. 1. Don't look at the clock. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night, your eyes snapping open for no apparent reason, and found yourself instantly aware of the quiet, still darkness around you? There's an unsettling sensation when you realize you've been abruptly pulled from your sleep, and it's at that moment that many of us make an automatic decision, without even thinking about it. We glance at the clock. It's as if, in our groggy state, our mind instinctively searches for some kind of answer, some reassurance that we still have plenty of time to rest. But if we're being honest with ourselves, we all know that this seemingly innocent habit is one of the biggest culprits behind our disrupted sleep. There's something about the clock, the numbers staring back at us, that stirs a deep sense of urgency and unease. It's like a silent reminder that time is ticking away, and we're not making the most of it. The instant we see those numbers, something happens to our brain. We become hyper-aware of the time, and suddenly, everything feels like a race against the clock. Oh no, I only have 3 hours left to sleep, you think. Or worse, I'm never going to get enough rest at this rate. These thoughts, no matter how fleeting, create an undercurrent of anxiety, like a storm quietly brewing in the background of your mind. Your body begins to tense up, your heart rate increases, and sleep, once so easy and natural, becomes a distant dream. What was once a peaceful, restful night has now been hijacked by the pressure of time. It's almost as if we've forgotten how to simply be in the present moment, without the nagging of how much longer, or how much more sleep do I need. This automatic response is so ingrained in many of us that we don't even notice the harm it does until we're lying awake, frustrated, staring at the ceiling. So how do we stop this cycle? How can we learn to let go of the clock and all the pressure it brings with it? It starts with awareness. The next time you wake up in the middle of the night, no matter how wide awake you might feel, resist the urge to look at the clock. It takes practice, but the first step is simply choosing not to look. Instead, focus inward. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and allow your body to relax. Start by breathing in slowly and deeply through your nose, filling your lungs with fresh, cool air. Count to 4 as you inhale, feeling the rise of your chest and the soft expansion of your ribcage. Then, gently exhale through your mouth, counting to 6, allowing the air to leave your body slowly and steadily. Imagine the breath as a soothing wave, each inhale bringing in calm and peace, and each exhale releasing the tension, the worries, the pressure. If your mind starts to wander, as it inevitably will, don't judge yourself. Gently bring your focus back to your breath. Visualize it as a steady rhythm, a calm beat in the darkness that invites you to let go. If the silence feels too heavy or your thoughts are racing, imagine a peaceful place, somewhere that makes you feel safe, serene, and at ease. Picture yourself walking along a quiet beach, the soft sound of waves gently crashing against the shore. Or imagine lying in a sun-dappled field, the soft breeze brushing against your skin, the scent of fresh grass and flowers filling your senses. Each time you breathe, allow the image to deepen, to become more vivid. Feel the sensation of the warm sun on your face, the gentle caress of the wind, and the sound of nature surrounding you. With each breath, the pressure of time starts to fade away, replaced by a growing sense of peace and comfort. This process, simply breathing and imagining a peaceful scene, isn't a magic fix, but it is incredibly powerful. It creates a sense of stillness that helps your body and mind remember that sleep doesn't need to be forced. It's not a race against time, but rather a natural, gentle process. The more you practice this, the more you begin to break the cycle of anxiety that the clock creates. You're no longer a slave to the ticking hands that seem to rule over your night. Instead, you're reclaiming your ability to rest, to let go, and to trust that your body knows what it needs. Sleep, after all, isn't something that can be manufactured or demanded. It's a sacred, restorative process that requires patience and gentleness. Just as you wouldn't rush a flower to bloom or force a river to flow faster, you cannot rush sleep. It needs its own space, its own time. The moment you let go of the clock, let go of your worry about how much time you have left to rest, that's when sleep will quietly and gracefully return, like an old friend who's been waiting patiently for you to relax into its embrace. So, the next time you wake in the middle of the night and feel the urge to check the clock, remember this: the clock is not your friend. It is not your ally in the quest for rest. Instead, it's a source of pressure and stress, one that creates obstacles where none need to exist. Free yourself from its grasp. Trust in the rhythm of your breath, in the peace that comes when you surrender to the quiet of the night. And above all, trust your body to know what it needs. Sleep will come when it's ready, and when it does, it will be all the more precious because you didn't force it. You allowed it to flow naturally, like a gentle stream that knows its course. 2. Say no to phones and electronic screens. Dear friends, how many times have you woken up in the middle of the night, feeling that familiar urge to reach for your phone? It's almost as if it's become an automatic reflex, isn't it? You wake up, perhaps because you've had a restless dream or simply because your body is used to the rhythms of the night, and without even thinking, your hand stretches out to grab that little glowing screen beside your bed. You check the time. Maybe you scroll through social media to see what you've missed while you sleep, or you watch a short video to unwind. Or perhaps you've left a message unread and feel the compulsion to reply, to clear the mental clutter before you try to fall back asleep. It all feels so innocent, so harmless, right? Just a quick check to comfort yourself and then back to bed. But here's the truth we all must face. That simple, seemingly innocent habit is the reason why sleep becomes an elusive, distant dream. The very thing we turn to for comfort, our phones, tablets, laptops, and even TVs, may be the source of our nighttime struggles. These devices emit blue light, an invisible force that gently, but persistently, disrupts the natural processes of our bodies. It's like an unseen invader, silently slipping into our space, throwing everything out of balance. You see, blue light interferes with the production of melatonin, the hormone that regulates our sleep cycles. Melatonin is a delicate, natural substance that helps signal to our body that it's time to wind down, to relax, to prepare for the peaceful stillness of slumber. But when you expose yourself to blue light, especially at night, your melatonin levels are suppressed, making it harder for your body to transition into that restful state. It's like trying to sleep with the lights on, even when you're desperate for the darkness of night. Instead of feeling sleepy, your brain becomes overstimulated. It's like turning on a switch in your mind that refuses to turn off. The result? You lay there, eyes wide open, staring at the ceiling, feeling your body stuck in a constant state of alertness, unable to relax into sleep. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. But it doesn't end there. As you stare at your phone, your mind starts to wander. You read a message that triggers an emotional response. Maybe it's a text from a friend or family member, a reminder of something you need to do, or a worry that flares up out of nowhere. You click on a link to an article that sparks curiosity, or maybe you watch a video that catches your attention, drawing you in like a magnetic force. Before you know it, you're caught in a web of information. Your mind races with thoughts, your heart starts to beat faster, and sleep seems even further out of reach. The calm, peaceful night you so desperately crave has now been replaced with a flood of stimulation, stress, and mental noise. How can you possibly fall asleep when your brain is spinning 1,000 different thoughts? It's a vicious cycle that robs you of the deep, restorative sleep your body needs. So, what can we do to stop this cycle and reclaim our nights of rest? How can we start giving ourselves the peace we deserve, instead of sabotaging it with constant distractions? The first step is to say no to the temptation of reaching for your phone the next time you wake up in the middle of the night. I know this can feel difficult, almost impossible. The urge is so strong, the familiar comfort of the screen so inviting. But let me ask you, is the quick fix of checking your phone worth it? Are those few moments of distraction truly worth the hours of lost sleep, the grogginess you'll feel tomorrow, and the long-term toll on your mental and physical well-being? Instead of giving in to the temptation, try something that nurtures you in a way that truly matters. Put your phone on silent, or even better, leave it out of arm's reach before you go to bed. Make a conscious decision to let go of that need for constant connection. It might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to having your phone within reach all the time, but this is a gift you give yourself. A gift of peace. A gift of quiet. A gift of genuine rest. And then, when you find yourself awake in the night, try a different approach. Instead of turning to your phone, consider engaging in a more soothing, calming activity. Try reading a book under the soft glow of a reading light. Choose a book that you love, one that either inspires you, entertains you, or helps you relax. Let your mind drift into a world of stories or gentle reflections, letting the words wash over you. The act of reading, especially in the quiet of the night, is like a balm for the soul. It allows your thoughts to settle, gently quiets the racing of your mind, and helps you sink into a more peaceful state. As you read, you may find your muscles relax, your breathing slows, and before you know it, your body is easing into the natural rhythm of sleep. It's a practice that nourishes your spirit, calms your heart, and gives you the space to let go of the day's worries. Alternatively, you could focus on your breathing. It's amazing how something as simple as your breath can anchor you in the present moment. Breathe in slowly and deeply, feeling the air fill your lungs. Then exhale gently, releasing the tension from your body, from your shoulders, from your mind. Take it one breath at a time, letting go of any lingering thoughts, any worries, any distractions. Each breath can be a soft invitation for your mind to rest, to relax, and to find peace. It's like an unspoken promise to your body that it is safe to rest, to let go of the noise, and to embrace the stillness of the night. Remember, friends, sleep is not just about closing your eyes and hoping for the best. It's about giving your body the true rest it deserves, both physically and mentally. Your body, mind, and spirit need time to heal, to rejuvenate, and to reset. The notifications on your phone can, and should, wait. They won't go anywhere, and they certainly won't make a difference in your health or your happiness. But that sleep you sacrifice in the middle of the night, it's irreplaceable. And the price you pay for losing it is much higher than you realize. You'll wake up tired, perhaps irritable, and emotionally drained. And that fatigue will follow you throughout the day, affecting everything from your mood to your productivity to your overall well-being. So, I urge you, next time you find yourself awake in the middle of the night, say no to the phone. Say yes to peace. Say yes to stillness. Say yes to the simple joys of slowing down and letting go. Let your mind rest. Let your body rest. Let sleep come gently, like a lullaby that embraces you, soothing your soul and carrying you into a place of quiet comfort and true relaxation. You deserve that peace. You deserve that rest. And most of all, you deserve to wake up feeling truly refreshed, ready to embrace the day with clarity, energy, and a sense of inner calm. 3. Avoid worrying thoughts. Have you ever found yourself lying in bed, late at night, when the world around you is calm and quiet, yet your mind seems to be the loudest thing in the room? In the stillness of the night, when everything else is at rest, your thoughts begin to surge. Suddenly, the smallest worries, things you might have brushed aside during the day, flood in like a powerful, unrelenting wave. It's as though the quiet of the night makes every little concern amplify, grow larger, and impossible to ignore. Perhaps you start thinking about unfinished tasks from the day, emails you haven't responded to, phone calls you forgot to make, or work deadlines that are looming over you. Or maybe it's personal matters, family issues, a conversation you had with a friend that didn't go the way you hoped, or the nagging thought that you should have done something differently. Sometimes, even the smallest and most trivial things can spark a torrent of thoughts. And the more you try to stop them, the more they seem to spiral out of control, don't they? It's as if your mind is a storm, constantly churning, relentless in its pursuit to keep you awake. No matter how hard you try to clear your head, the worries just keep piling up, one after another, until they feel like an overwhelming flood. They're like shadows creeping into every corner of your consciousness, and no matter how hard you try to ignore them, they seem to demand your attention louder and louder with each passing minute. And it's in these moments, when sleep seems just out of reach, that you realize how powerless you feel against them. The thoughts, once small and manageable, have taken on a life of their own. The weight of each one feels heavy, and before you know it, the simple act of falling asleep feels like an impossible challenge. Instead of peacefully drifting off into a restful slumber, you're left tossing and turning, your mind racing with worries and doubts that you can't seem to escape. And the more you lie there, trying to get some rest, the more stressed and agitated you become. This internal battle, this constant tug-of-war with your thoughts, only leads to one thing: more exhaustion. The more you fight to sleep, the less rest you get. And when the morning finally arrives, you feel drained, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally as well. The worries and the restless thoughts have drained your energy, leaving you with little to give. So, how do we escape this exhausting cycle of overthinking and sleepless nights? How can we free ourselves from this constant mental noise that keeps us from rest, peace, and ultimately, well-being? The key is to stop fighting your thoughts. I know it's tempting to try to force them away, to battle them like they're enemies that need to be vanquished. But fighting them, resisting them only strengthens their grip. It creates more tension, more frustration, and more anxiety. It's like trying to hold back a tidal wave with your bare hands. Impossible, and only more exhausting. Instead, try something different. Instead of resisting your thoughts, gently redirect your focus. The power isn't in fighting the noise. It's in shifting your attention to something peaceful, something calm, something that brings you comfort. Start by imagining a serene, peaceful place, somewhere that feels completely safe and comforting. Maybe you picture yourself standing on a quiet, empty beach. The ocean stretches out before you, endless and vast. The water is calm, the waves gentle, each one rolling softly to shore with a soothing rhythm that almost seems to slow time itself. As you stand there, you feel the cool, salty breeze brushing against your skin, every breath you take filling you with a sense of calm. With every exhale, imagine releasing the tension in your body, letting go of the stress and worries that have been keeping you awake. The rhythmic sound of the waves becomes a lullaby, drawing you deeper into relaxation. The stillness of the scene brings a sense of peace, quieting your racing mind. Or perhaps you imagine yourself walking through a lush, vibrant forest, the kind of place where the air feels fresh and alive, rich with the scent of pine and earth. You hear the rustle of leaves in the gentle breeze, the chirping of birds high up in the trees, and the distant murmur of a creek winding through the woods. With every step, you feel your body becoming lighter, your thoughts becoming less cluttered, as though each footfall is carrying away your worries. The sounds of nature are soft and comforting, a reminder that peace is always within reach if you can allow yourself to find it. If nature imagery isn't something that resonates with you, perhaps you imagine a small, tranquil garden filled with colorful flowers in bloom. The petals of each flower seem to radiate calm, their colors vibrant yet soothing to the eyes. In this space, you feel completely at ease, the gentle buzz of bees and the songs of birds creating a perfect harmony. Every breath you take is filled with the scent of the flowers, a reminder that life is simple and beautiful, and in this moment, all that matters is the serenity of your surroundings. Combine these images with slow, deliberate breathing. Inhale deeply, filling your lungs with air, and as you do, imagine that fresh, cool air is traveling down into your body, soothing every muscle and every cell. Feel the air enter your body like a wave of calm, and then exhale slowly, gently releasing any tension, any stress that has built up. Each exhale is like a release, a letting go of everything that doesn't serve you. With each breath, you sink deeper into relaxation, allowing yourself to be enveloped by the peaceful images you've created. It's important to remember that your worries are not your enemies. They are simply fleeting thoughts, like clouds passing through the sky of your mind. They come and go. They're temporary. Trying to chase them away only makes them stick around longer, like trying to force a cloud to disappear. Instead, allow them to float naturally. Don't attach meaning to them or try to hold on to them. Acknowledge their presence, but don't give them power over you. Let them drift away, and in their place, make room for peace, balance, and tranquility. When your body begins to relax, and your mind shifts away from the constant churning of worries, sleep will return, not as a battle, but as a gentle companion. It will flow into your consciousness like a calm river, guiding you back to rest, to quiet, to comfort. Sleep isn't something to force or fight for, it's something to embrace. It's a natural return to the peace you deserve. And when you allow yourself to release the worries that have been keeping you awake, sleep will come to you like an old, trusted friend, ready to wrap you in its gentle arms, ready to take you into the peaceful rest you need. Sleep isn't a war to win, it's a return to your natural state of calm, a journey back to the stillness that your body and mind crave. When you learn to let go of the worries that keep you up at night, you create the space for rest to come, and in that space, sleep will flow to you softly, effortlessly, like a comforting embrace. You deserve that peace. You deserve that rest. And when you let go of your worries, it will find you. 4. Be cautious with late-night hunger pangs. There's something both unsettling and familiar about waking up in the middle of the night with a gnawing feeling in your stomach. It's that quiet, insistent hunger that seems to creep in just as you are finally sinking into a peaceful, deep sleep. It's not uncommon, especially as we get older, for our bodies to experience changes in metabolism and digestion that can lead to late-night cravings. This feeling, while natural, can be more than just a minor inconvenience. It can be a source of discomfort and frustration. The question is, how do you respond when faced with this midnight hunger? Do you give in to the temptation to search for something to eat, or do you try to resist and let your body return to rest? The answer lies in making mindful choices about what you eat and how you listen to your body's signals. First, it's important to understand that not all foods are suitable for a late-night snack, especially if your goal is to return to sleep feeling rested and relaxed. Many foods can disrupt the delicate balance your body needs to fall back into slumber. Heavy, sugary, or highly caffeinated foods, for example, can aid your ability to sleep, rather than help it. Think about how you feel after indulging in something sweet or drinking coffee late in the evening. The sugar in those treats sends a quick jolt of energy through your bloodstream, stimulating your nervous system and leaving you wide awake when all you want is to relax. Similarly, the caffeine in coffee or even chocolate can have a similar effect, making your body feel alert when it should be winding down. Then, there are spicy foods. They may taste wonderful during dinner, but when eaten late at night, they can wreak havoc on your digestive system. Spicy dishes can irritate the stomach lining, leading to acid reflux, bloating, and discomfort. Moreover, they can raise your heart rate, making it even harder to drift back into sleep. It's a frustrating cycle. Your stomach feels unsettled, your body is alert, and sleep becomes more and more elusive as you wait for the discomfort to pass. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. If you're truly hungry and need to eat something, the key is to choose foods that are light, easily digestible, and soothing. A small slice of bread, a few almonds, or a plain cracker can do wonders for calming the hunger pangs without overloading your digestive system. These foods provide just enough sustenance to satisfy the craving, but won't burden your body with excess calories or difficult-to-digest ingredients. When you eat something light and simple, your body can digest it more easily, allowing you to return to sleep with greater ease. Additionally, the act of eating something small can signal to your brain that you've taken care of the hunger, helping you relax without the pressure of feeling overly full. However, it's important to remember that portion control is just as vital as food choice. Overeating in the middle of the night, even with lighter foods, can put unnecessary strain on your digestive system. The body's metabolism naturally slows down during sleep, so when you eat too much, your body has to work harder to process the food, which can lead to discomfort, bloating, and even indigestion. Keep your snacks small, just enough to curb the hunger and make you feel comfortable. Another simple but effective way to soothe your body and help it return to a restful state is by drinking warm water. This small ritual, often overlooked, can do wonders. A cup of warm water gently sipped can help relax the muscles, ease any tension, and promote better digestion. It's a calming, soothing gesture that sends a signal to your body that it's time to unwind. Not only does it help your stomach digest the small snack you've had, but it also hydrates you, ensuring your body is comfortable and at ease as it prepares to rest. Late-night hunger doesn't have to be a source of stress or frustration. When we approach it with care and mindfulness, it becomes an opportunity to listen to our bodies, to nurture ourselves in a gentle and balanced way. Instead of tossing and turning, feeling restless and anxious about hunger, we can embrace the situation as a chance to practice self-compassion. The goal isn't to overindulge or give in to every craving, but rather to make thoughtful choices that support our overall well-being. Take the story of Ms. Min, for example, a wise, strong woman in her later years, living in a quaint village surrounded by lush greenery and tranquility. For most of her life, she had been able to go about her daily routine without ever feeling particularly tired. She was proud of her ability to work hard throughout the day, maintaining her energy and enthusiasm well into the evening. However, over the past few months, Ms. Min had begun waking up in the middle of the night, feeling a sudden and intense hunger. It wasn't something she had experienced before, and it left her confused and frustrated. At first, she didn't think much of it. After all, hunger is a natural sensation, right? So each time she awoke, she would shuffle into the kitchen, rummaging for something sweet or reaching for a glass of condensed milk, believing that the sugary treat would quickly quell the hunger and send her back to sleep. But much to her dismay, this didn't work the way she had hoped. Instead of feeling satisfied and at peace, the sweets only made her feel uncomfortable. Her stomach would become heavy, bloated even, and sometimes she would experience a burning sensation in her chest, symptoms of indigestion or acid reflux. The discomfort made it difficult to return to sleep, and in the morning, she often felt more exhausted than if she hadn't eaten anything at all. The frustration grew, and she began to wonder why her body was no longer responding the way it used to. One day, while attending a community gathering, Ms. Min ran into Dr. Lam, an old friend who had always been a source of health wisdom. Dr. Lam had a gentle way of offering advice, never too forceful or judgmental, and Ms. Min was grateful to catch up with him. As they chatted, she shared her struggles with him, describing how the nighttime hunger had begun to disrupt her sleep and make her feel worse the next day. Dr. Lam listened intently, then smiled kindly. "Ms. Min," he said softly, "nighttime hunger isn't always a reason to overeat. Sometimes it's just your body's way of signaling that it needs something light, something gentle to soothe it." Ms. Min looked at him quizzically. "But Dr. Lam," she replied, "I can't stand the hunger. and if I don't eat something, I feel so restless. But if I eat too much, I feel even worse the next day. What should I do?" Dr. Lamb chuckled and nodded knowingly. "I understand. But here's the thing. You don't need a big feast. If you're truly hungry, a small piece of dry bread, a few almonds, or even a couple of crackers will be enough. These are easy for your body to digest, and they won't weigh you down or make your stomach work overtime. Afterward, drink some warm water. It will help your body relax and prepare for sleep, just like a gentle lullaby for your system." Ms. Min was skeptical but willing to give it a try. That night, when hunger struck, she remembered Dr. Lamb's words. Instead of reaching for a sugary snack or a heavy drink, she grabbed a small slice of bread, chewed slowly, and sipped on a cup of warm water. The difference was immediate. Gone was the uncomfortable bloating, the indigestion, and the restless tossing. She felt a gentle calm settle over her body, and soon, she drifted into a deep, peaceful sleep, something she hadn't experienced in weeks. The next morning, she woke feeling light, refreshed, and full of energy. It was as if a weight had been lifted from her shoulders. She smiled, remembering Dr. Lamb's advice. Taking care of your sleep is like taking care of a dear friend. Don't let small habits, like eating the wrong foods at night, steal away that precious rest. She realized that nighttime hunger didn't have to be feared. It could be an opportunity to show her body the love and care it deserved, choosing to nourish it in a way that supported her sleep and overall health. Ms. Min's experience is a reminder to us all. In our busy lives, it's easy to fall into the trap of quick fixes or unhealthy choices, especially when we're feeling hungry or restless. But by taking a few moments to listen to our bodies, to choose light, nourishing foods and simple self-care rituals like warm water, we can nurture our bodies and create the conditions necessary for peaceful, restful sleep. It's a small act of kindness to ourselves, one that pays off in the form of better health, better rest, and ultimately, a happier, more peaceful life. Since that turning point, Ms. Min has found peace and freedom from the constant worry of nighttime hunger. She no longer lies awake, restless, wondering whether she should reach for something to eat, questioning whether hunger or sleep should come first. Instead, she has learned to listen attentively to her body and trust it. Every night, she makes thoughtful choices that nourish her body, ensuring her health remains strong and vibrant. For Ms. Min, each night of restful sleep has become a precious, almost sacred reward for the care she gives herself. The simplicity of this wisdom, choosing rest over hunger, reminds her that peace of mind and health are achievable when we listen to our needs and respond with compassion. Her journey is not only a lesson for those in their later years, but also a gentle reminder for us all. Sometimes, the most powerful decisions we make come from choosing wisely between what we want at the moment and what will nourish us in the long run. Creating a peaceful, nurturing environment for sleep is paramount, something I have personally come to understand more deeply over the years. When our surroundings fail to meet our physical and emotional needs, even the most tired body can struggle to find rest. The moments when we wake in the middle of the night, searching for that elusive comfort, are often when we feel most vulnerable. It's in those moments that we realize how crucial it is to surround ourselves with calm and care. One of the most common mistakes, and one that I've fallen into many times myself, is turning on harsh, bright lights when we stir in the night. Those cold, glaring lights, whether from ceiling fixtures, bedside lamps, or the screens of our devices, can fool our minds into thinking it's time to wake up. The reality is that bright light disrupts the natural rhythm of our bodies, especially the production of melatonin, the hormone responsible for helping us fall into sleep. When melatonin levels are interrupted, it's as if the brain's internal alarm clock goes off, making sleep seem even further away. It's a cycle I've experienced countless times, and it only takes a moment to understand how critical it is to preserve the quiet, sacred nature of the night. So, what can we do to encourage better sleep? The solution is simple but powerful. Replace bright lights with soft, warm illumination. A small nightlight that casts a gentle yellow glow is enough to guide your way without disrupting your body's natural rhythm. I've found that placing the light in a corner, far from my eyes, creates an environment that is soft and welcoming, much like a cocoon, gently ushering me back into a peaceful state. This simple change makes all the difference, transforming the space into one that invites relaxation rather than disruption. And it's not just the lighting. Temperature plays a huge role as well. If the room is too hot, it can make you feel sticky and restless, interrupting the peaceful flow of your sleep. On the other hand, if it's too cold, your muscles tense up, and a sense of discomfort creeps in, making relaxation feel impossible. Over time, I've learned that maintaining a room temperature of around 24 to 26 degrees Celsius is ideal for me. It's the sweet spot that feels neither too warm nor too cold, just right for deep, uninterrupted sleep. The ambience of the room also plays a pivotal role in creating a restful atmosphere. A quiet space is essential for allowing the body to truly let go. Noise, even the faintest sound from outside or the ticking of a clock, can jolt the brain into alertness, disrupting the precious rest our bodies crave. I've found that using blackout curtains or soundproofing windows can make all the difference. In my own experience, a white noise machine has become a trusted companion, creating a steady, calming hum that helps to drown out the world's distractions. When everything around me is in harmony, the soft glow of a warm light, the perfect room temperature, and the serene quiet, I can feel my body settle into a peaceful rhythm, as though the room itself is gently cradling me. I often imagine this space, this sanctuary, as a place where my mind and body can return to a state of balance, as if the room itself is enveloping me in warmth and comfort. It's like being in a cocoon, where the outside world fades away, and sleep, that elusive yet precious gift, comes naturally, effortlessly. When all the elements come together, gentle lighting, the perfect temperature, soothing sounds, sleep flows more freely, and when morning comes, I awake feeling rejuvenated, energized, and ready to embrace the day ahead. But there's one more important thing I've learned. Never force sleep. Sleep is a natural process, a gift from our bodies, and when we struggle to control it, it slips away from us. The more we chase it, the more elusive it becomes. It's like trying to catch a shy bird. No matter how hard we try, it only flies further away. I've found that the more I relax, the more sleep comes to me. When I stop trying so hard, when I simply allow my body to surrender to the quiet of the night, sleep finds its way back to me, just like that bird landing gently on my hand. And so, I've learned to trust that when the time is right, sleep will come. It always does. Accepting the reality of waking up in the middle of the night can be incredibly freeing, and it's important to let go of any guilt or worries that arise from it. For many of us, especially as we get older, our bodies may no longer follow the same rhythms they once did. And yet, we often chastise ourselves, convinced that if we can't fall back asleep right away, we'll be exhausted the next day. But here's the truth: these anxious thoughts don't help. They only add more weight and more pressure, and they keep us spiraling in frustration. It's so easy to fall into the trap of trying to force sleep, but that only works against us. Instead, we need to remember that our bodies are wise, and sometimes the best thing we can do is relax, not struggle. If you wake up in the dead of night, don't panic or beat yourself up. Close your eyes gently, and instead of focusing on sleep, focus on relaxation. Slow your breath. Inhale deeply, hold it for a moment, and then exhale slowly, allowing each breath to calm the chaos of your mind. With each exhale, imagine the tension of the day melting away, your body softening into the warmth of your bed. This isn't about forcing sleep. It's about creating the right environment for sleep to naturally come back to you. If after 15 or 20 minutes you still find yourself wide awake, don't stay there battling your mind. The longer you try to sleep, the more frustrated you become, and the deeper the tension sets in. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy of sleeplessness. Instead, gently rise and walk away from your bed. Treat yourself with kindness. Don't rush. Find something that soothes your spirit. Maybe it's reading a beloved book, letting the familiar words offer you comfort, or stretching your body, releasing the tension that has built up during the day. And if you can, play some soft, instrumental music. Let the melodies wash over you like a gentle tide, pulling you back into a place of peace. Don't put pressure on yourself. Trust yourself, trust your body, and trust the process. Let go of the need to control, to hurry, to stress. You don't need to sleep right now. You simply need to be. Take this time to listen to your body, to hear what it's telling you. Allow yourself the grace to rest, even if it isn't in the form of sleep. And when the first light of dawn touches your face, you will wake up feeling calm and refreshed, as though the night's disturbance was just a fleeting moment, easily forgotten. Mrs. Hoa, a woman in her later years, had always cherished the comfort of a good night's sleep, but recently, something had shifted. She found herself waking up in the quiet, still hours of the night, her mind buzzing with thoughts, her body unwilling to settle. Each time she woke, she tried desperately to will herself back to sleep. She would lie there, counting the seconds, clenching her eyes shut, as if that would somehow force her to drift away. But the more she tried, the more awake she became. The ticking of the clock sounded like an echo of time slipping away. Her husband, Mr. Hung's soft breathing became a reminder of the quiet stillness of the night, and the swirl of thoughts, endless and unstoppable, kept her mind racing. One night, after nearly an hour of tossing and turning, she felt utterly defeated. She was exhausted, but sleep seemed impossible. The frustration began to take root, and she berated herself, telling herself that she had to do something. Anything, because this wasn't normal. But instead of forcing herself to sleep, something within her shifted. She decided to listen to her body, to take a different approach. Gently, she slid out of bed, pulled on a thin sweater, and stepped outside. The night air felt cooler than usual, but something was calming about it. The moonlight spilled softly over the small garden, casting delicate beams that shimmered across the grass. She sank into her old wicker chair, and as she sat there, the gentle breeze kissed her cheeks, carrying the sweet fragrance of jasmine from the garden below. It was in that quiet moment that she remembered her youngest daughter's words. "Mom, don't force it. Just breathe, and let your body do the rest." She decided to give it a try. She took a deep breath, slow and steady, holding it for a moment before releasing it gently. With each exhale, she imagined herself drifting on a small boat, floating peacefully on a calm river. Each breath pushed the boat further away from her worries, further away from the restlessness that had consumed her. She visualized a vast field of flowers, bathed in soft sunlight, the cool breeze caressing the petals. It felt like a river of tranquility flowing through her, a peace so deep that it began to settle her soul. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. In time, her eyelids grew heavy, and she stood up, her mind now free of the pressure to sleep. She returned to her bed, no longer fixated on the idea of falling asleep immediately. The tension had melted away, and as she lay down, sleep came naturally, softly, like a gentle embrace. She drifted off with the quiet knowledge that sometimes the sweetest rest comes not from forcing it, but from simply allowing it to happen. When the morning light touched her face, she felt refreshed, as if the night struggles had never happened. Just a fleeting moment in the quiet passage of time. The next morning, Mrs. Hoa awoke feeling truly refreshed, her mind and body restored. A gentle smile spread across her face as she thought back to the previous night. It was one of those quiet moments of grace that life offers us when we surrender to it. Sleep, she realized, isn't something that can be rushed or forced. It is a delicate gift that arrives when we allow ourselves to be still, when we release the worries of the day, and when we listen deeply to what our bodies need. For Mrs. Hoa, this newfound understanding was liberating. From that day forward, she no longer felt anxiety when she woke up in the middle of the night. Instead, she embraced those moments of stillness as precious opportunities to reconnect with herself, to simply rest in the quiet, and to patiently wait for sleep to return like a dear companion who had just stepped away for a moment but would soon be back to cradle her in its warmth. Mrs. Hoa's journey is a powerful reminder that we don't have to chase after sleep, force it, or feel frustrated when it slips away. Sleep, like all of life's sweetest gifts, arrives when we stop resisting it. It's about surrendering to the rhythm of our bodies, trusting that rest will come when we allow it. And in doing so, we unlock a deep peace that fills every corner of our night, a peace that becomes an essential part of who we are. Dear friends, sleep is not just a time for physical rest. It is, in its truest sense, an act of love. It is a precious offering from our body, our mind, and nature itself. An intimate, restorative process that helps us regenerate, heal, and realign our energy. When we honor sleep, we honor our humanity. A full, undisturbed sleep is not just a biological necessity. It is a profound journey of rejuvenation, where our worries are set aside, and our bodies are permitted to heal, restore, and become whole once again. In the silence of the night, we are reminded of our vulnerability, and in the embrace of deep sleep, we find strength. Just imagine the power of a truly restful night. It's like the sun rising after a long night, bringing with it a new day full of promise and possibility. We wake up with a sense of calm, a clear mind, and a body energized and ready to face whatever comes next. But when sleep is shallow, fragmented, or incomplete, the effects ripple through our entire being. The body feels drained, the mind foggy, and our spirits are weighed down. It's not just that we are tired, it's that something essential has been denied to us. We lose the ability to fully connect with life, and everything, our mood, our relationships, our work, feels a little bit harder to manage. Taking care of your sleep isn't just about getting more hours in bed. It's a radical act of self-care and self-respect. It's about recognizing that your body is speaking to you, telling you that rest is what it needs to be whole. When we prioritize sleep, we are, in effect, sending a loving message to ourselves, that we are worthy of rest, that we deserve peace, and that we honor our well-being. Whether it's through creating a serene, quiet space, adopting soothing bedtime rituals, or simply allowing ourselves the time and space to drift off naturally, we are telling our bodies that we care. In today's chaotic world, we are often so consumed by the demands of work, family, and social obligations that we forget just how essential sleep is to our overall well-being. But sleep is not a luxury or an afterthought. It is a vital companion that we must cherish and nurture, a steady friend who holds us through the night and ensures that we can meet the challenges of tomorrow with grace and clarity. When we love our sleep, we are loving ourselves, both in the present and the future. We are giving ourselves the gift of longevity, good health, and a heart full of peace. So, my dear friends, don't rush sleep or take it for granted. Invest in it, protect it, and allow yourself to fully embrace its beauty. Sleep is the key to living fully, to living with joy, to living with purpose. And when we respect it as the treasure it is, we create a foundation of well-being that nourishes us through every season of life. As we reflect on the importance of sleep and the profound impact it has on our well-being, I want to leave you with a thought. What has resonated with you most from today's video? Perhaps it's the idea that sleep isn't something we should chase, but something we should invite with patience and care, or the understanding that by nurturing our sleep, we are truly nurturing ourselves. Take a moment and think about one thing you've learned today that you're ready to bring into your own life. Maybe you'll prioritize creating a calm, restful space for sleep, or perhaps you'll embrace those quiet moments in the night as an opportunity for deep reflection and peace. Whatever it may be, I encourage you to share it in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you plan to incorporate these insights into your daily routine. If you enjoyed this video and found value in it, please leave a comment below, like, share, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content that helps you live a happier, healthier, and more fulfilling life. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take care of yourself, because you truly deserve it.